Okay, we are going now.
Nice.
I'm here.
Okay, cool. We will call this meeting to order then. Bring up my little deal here. So I'm here, Justin's here, and Tom is here.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah, you got one. Thank you. I'm trying to do it off my phone. Yeah, so reports, presentations, personnel update. Chuck.
Yes, both of you all have in your email the personnel update, and we do have two people who are starting next week, Shaylin and Kevin, both up in the third floor. One will be a code enforcement officer, and the other is a building inspector.
Nice.
We have a finalist for judicial specialist that should actually be a 1. Expected to start 5/26. He was the standout because she was the only interviewee that day that actually made it. But she has a lot of experience. A lot of experience. That was a very good candidate, so they wanted to immediately move forward with her post-interview. Human resource manager, you can see we did extend the review date. We brought it on to SHRM and AWC Net to just get more applications. Maintenance worker 3, we have an internal applicant that's being interviewed. The PC network specialist was Jason. We're actually looking to do interviews most likely in June because I am gone next week at a conference. Police officer, they have an interview with one candidate next week, and we have hired 7 seasonal laborers. 3 have conditional offer letters, and actually one of those conditional offers started today. So we will, as of today, we have 8 hires. Since the last time we met, not much has changed short of Chris Blake has left the city. He was the union shop steward, and he was with Public Works, but he's moved on to greener pastures.
Have they appointed a new?
That's the maintenance worker 3 internal applicant.
Yep.
Oh, no, I meant union rep.
Oh, sorry.
They have not voted for
Okay.
the new rep yet.
On the Public Works seasonal laborers, 7 hires and 3 conditionals. How many more are we trying to get?
About 15 a year is what they try. So we're actually doing really well considering.
Yeah, I remember last year, really tough.
And a lot of these are people that come back almost every year. So it's good that they come back to us.
Okay. Great. Thanks. Any other questions?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Business and action items. Approval of meeting notes.
Page 2 of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Point 7, Debbie. Councilman Carter asked if we continue in this matter because we have opened back up, comma is missing. And what kind of overlap do you have with the food bank?
Is that it?
That's all. Yeah,
Awesome.
we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good. That's all. Just a comment missing. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. Thank you both. Good. Open discussion, rental house on 89th.
Well, I will start off by stealing Sherry's thunder and saying we don't have any money. So we have a rental house on 89th across the street from where the parking lot with the grass cycling is, kind of kitty corner from the community garden there. Forget when we had bought it, but it had been vacant since March of 2022. We were getting about $900 rent. Once the tenant vacated, we went over there. Mike Englert, our facilities, Todd Wright, and myself went and did a walkthrough with a maintenance guy from our property management company. They believe it's probably about $48,000, upwards of $48,000 in repairs that are needed to the house to make it habitable again. There is asbestos in the siding, asbestos remediation, $8,500. They believe it'll take about 6 months to rehab the building, and that they believe that at the current market rate, we could probably get about $2,000 to $2,200 a month. So it would take us, around 5 years-ish to recoup our costs. we don't have that much in our reserves with the management company, so this would be money that we would have to, pay for the improvements. Question at hand is, do we dump 60 grand into a house, or do we demo it like we have with the last one?
I'm down to demo.
I would demo it.
Yeah, I think I'm down to demo it as well.
I'll add to your demo cause.
How much is it?
You actually don't. I was going to say you actually don't get that much in rent because you're ended up paying the rental facility probably about 10%, and then we're also paying leasehold excise tax to the tune of about 12.5%. So almost 25% of your income is gone from, taxes and management fee.
So we will have to do the asbestos remediation, which is about $8,500. And with the last house, we offered it to the public works crew to come in and just kind of demo as they had time. Excavator rental.
Pretty minimal.
Pretty minimal cost.
Is that the one that they did down on Angeline?
No, they did the one right next door.
Oh, okay.
The last time.
Oh, okay.
Is the public works staff did the one, and I don't know if the house on the corner, if they did that, or if we brought somebody in to do that first one. This is the third in the line of succession on that street on 89. We will take it down then.
All right. Good.
Sounds good.
And then grant application for permanent cover on the stage down at Allen York Park. Mr. Wells.
So the Washington Department of Commerce is doing a round of grant funding for arts, and they're funding up to 30% of the cost with just their organization. And so before we went too far down the road to see what we were doing, like, one, do we want to apply for a grant? So I went and figured out how much it's going to cost. And Rome Tech, who did the design that you have in front of you, just the shell without installation is now about $90,000. And so installation is probably going to be about 1-to-1, so it's probably going to be about $90,000. So in the grand scheme of long planning here, are we anywhere near moving to Midtown Park for events? Do we want to put a lid down at Allen York Park that's going to last 30, 40 years? And if so, do we apply for a grant now that there's money in a cycle that closes? It opens up this week.
You're saying on a $180,000 build out, we'll get 30,000?
30%
Okay, so 60,000.
from them.
Yeah. Are there any other grant opportunities?
I believe there are. They're doing a massive reconstruction of one of the parks up in Seattle. That number of state agencies have, like Arts for All and a few others, Amazon. So I think that there could be some other money out there, which nothing would be this year. It would all be for next year and the year after for trying to get it built out. But the window of opportunity for the Commerce Grant is starting and soon to end. So,
Well, part of the parks thing, it will be talked about at the retreat, which is kind of, okay, where are we going, that whole thing.
Right.
So a little bit early for that, but I get you're stuck with a timeline of the grant.
What was your timeline again? It was the end of June?
I'm pretty sure it's the end of June. Let me see here real quick.
The retreat is the May 21st.
Yeah.
So can we wait till the retreat? I could
So-
talk about retreat.
Applications are due by June 23rd, aka June 15th, because I'm going on vacation. And they are having a workshop on the 25th of May. So there is a couple of weeks that it could be done.
How long would it take to, if we decide, yeah, we want you to move forward with that after the retreat or at the retreat, how long does it take to get that grant together, do you think?
Hopefully just a couple of hours. I haven't dug too deep into it yet.
Okay.
As part of it's like, well, which is first? I just ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. We'll see which gets here.
So last budget cycle, you had it listed at $60,000 for a stage roof. What tripled that?
So part of that was my original plan was to use the timber that was being cut down over the WSU forest, which we had a logger that would go in and take it down and then get it transported down to the mill. And I had a couple of contractors who were also friends of the city that were going to. And this is just going with a whole professional, everything certified, stamped, permit ready, professional contractor that does it for them.
If I recall, that was a 7-0 or 07 no vote on that. I'm trying to find
Yes.
it. Yeah, okay.
And I think part of that's because there's been a plan, which ultimately long-term, to have a good amphitheater. Midtown Park is a great location. But at what timeline are we going to get there? And then last year when we took the tent down, 4 of the main poles on the tent structure also got bent. So we have to go buy some new poles, and something happens a little bit to it every year.
I mean, short of covering 100% of it, I don't want to spend anything out there personally.
David Wells, what about the cover or a decant? What's that going to cost? I thought last time we talked about that type of cover.
Say that again,
Oh,
please.
a clear span type cover, like it's a decant facility right now,
Oh,
the fabric.
I haven't looked into those. I'm not sure.
Where'd that one go?
Well, it's still sitting there.
Oh,
Yeah, it's still there.
I shouldn't say it. I don't know if it's being relocated or not.
Well, I would rather wait for the
And then my
retreat.
question,
Yeah, go ahead, Sherry.
sorry, my question would be whether or not there's a match to the grant, David. A lot of grants, you have a match, so the city would have to come up with so much, even if you got other grants to cover. So that would be my question.
well, yeah. He's saying 30%, so we'd have to cover 70 no matter what, either
Well,
through
not
other grants
necessarily,
or through other
because-
grants. But I mean, it wouldn't be on the grant.
Yeah, I see what Sherry's saying, because I can't go out and get 70% of donations from Boeing, Amazon, and that.
Yeah.
'Cause I know Seattle Parks contributed to the one that they're doing stage up at Capitol Hill. They used to have just a stage platform, and then now they're in the process of putting a lid, and they took out the old stage and just redoing the whole thing.
I mean, we're already $500,000 in the hole on this new budget with at least 10 new people being requested and
Right.
$2 million shortfall. So
Yeah. Well, I think obviously asking the question of where are we going and that kind of stuff is the big question, and that's a retreat question. So I
Certainly.
think it's probably, yeah, one of those things we just need to figure out there. And then we can look at it then.
I would agree with you, Cherry.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Yeah, no.
No, I'm good.
Any other open discussion?
no,
Right.
that's a record I want beaten every week.
I'm going to go back and have my dinner.
All right. Sounds like no. So we are adjourned.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Tom.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.